kind of like I don't know if you.
Not turbo boost.
It's kind of like playing the show on GOAT difficulty. If anyone's played the show on GOAT difficulty, it's hard. You kind of have to do your special moves kind of like that.
Are you about to start for real? Oh shit! Okay. Want me to welcome us in?
All right, and you know the rules, right?
You mean the World Ping-Pong Championship couldn't afford a flat screen?
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be.
Budget cuts, you know.
Oh wait, we're live, guys. We're going.
Yo, we got clip art.
All right, and we welcome you in live to the 2025 Ping Pong Invitational here at the Wide World of Sports Complex at San Francisco State University. I'm here with my partner, 10-time champion, now retired Rene Francisco, and we got a good tournament here today, the Elite Eight, right?
Yeah, and this is gonna be our first matchup for today. We got Zach and Eric. Zach, very well known for his backspin shots. He's got the H-Town jersey on. Surprise reveal, Russell Westbrook.
I'll tell you what, Zach's going up against Eric Bolkin, but it looks like Zach's the one who's been Bolkin. He's ready to go. He's trying to intimidate his opponent, and we'll see what we have. Of course, Zach steamrolled his way through the first 3 rounds of this tournament with intimidation tactics just like this. Rene, do you think he'll continue to disrobe?
No, I hope he doesn't, for one. And
Yeah.
two,
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to see a lot of good inside finishing from Zach here. He is very well known for having very powerful paddles. Especially here in this invitational. That's why he is in this top 8 in the first place. His overwhelming power has been the key to making this top 8.
Yeah, but Eric's no slouch either. Zach likes to go with the pomp and circumstance.
Zach Davis,
Eric is all
San Francisco State
He
University.
goes in, he gets it done, and then he leaves.
Paul,
It's a battle of
consider
two
your
forwards
ping.
today with 2
Pong.
contrasting styles. It's good versus evil. It's loud versus quiet. It's jersey versus sweatshirt. It's Eric versus Zach.
I'm Eric Bull. I'm the best ping pong player at SF State. Come see me. Come gamble with me.
I mean, that represents his aura more than anything. He is calm, collected, and ready to go.
And you wonder if Zach might be overcompensating a little bit. A lot of times when you see people try to put on this kind of show, maybe they're trying to distract from their insecurities potentially. We don't know, but we'll find out as we're set to go here for the, we'll get the handshake. And the first serve from Zach Davis. Go ahead, take us away. Walk us through the matchup, Rene.
And here's the first serve from Zach here. Got a good volley going on between these two. And Zach will hit the net.
He does.
Eric will score the first point of this match.
Switch sides? No?
I was thinking that the first point was going to be a big one in this matchup. We'll see if that momentum continues here for Eric Bolkin.
Yeah, and Eric right now putting on the aggression here. Zach is being forced to play defensively. A little bit of a light touch there. Doesn't want to go for the win, and he goes over.
Yeah, ironically, it was too strong a touch there at the end.
Yeah, now it's a good advantage for Eric as he goes up 3-0 so far in this match.
So mad I for this today.
Remember, everybody, we're playing to 16. Playing to 16. You think Eric maybe got a little cocky there, Rene?
No, actually, that was a really good topspin shot right there.
Yeah.
Wanted to go for the edge of the table, trying to take a commanding lead here. But as you know, this is a 1st to 16 match, and as I say that, Zach gets his first point.
Climbing back into it. That's his second point. Remember, Eric had that overshoot a couple points ago.
Oh, yeah. And now Eric will take back the momentum. I think Zach is being a little bit too patient here. Not playing aggressive enough, and that,
Both competitors very focused, though, I'd say.
yeah.
Very locked in. Under the bright lights here at the Wide World of Sports Complex at San Francisco State University.
Yeah, and it's 5-2, Eric so far.
That was tough.
Yeah,
Not
and,
a whole lot of breaks between play here, Rene. They're just going right for it.
yeah, and I think the key here with Eric is that Eric's making these volleys tough to respond to,
7-3.
Math is hard
and
to get.
that's been the key for Eric's playstyle. just introducing a lot of topspin and getting a lot of low balls for Zach to either overshoot or completely whiff on. And there's an ankle breaker. Saw the positioning of Zach.
I think he
and
was probably happy he's wearing, he's donning such athletic garb here. The way he had to go after that one.
Oh, and here's a much faster volley. And that is a good edge of table hit from Eric there.
It's tough
Made
to
it-
defend. It's tough to defend that.
I would say that's impossible to defend. And now
It is 10. It is 9-5. That is correct. Yes. Eric Bolkin is up. Has 9.
You did too.
Zach Davis with 5. Is Zach Surf.
ooh, and there's another O shoot from Zach.
We know he watched a lot of film of his favorite player, Dion Overshoot. Unfortunately, nobody has been able to perfect that move quite like Dion back in the 80s and 90s.
Mother.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there is a reason why Dion Overshoot had to retire from the game. I did have to put him into retirement with my signature knuckleball.
That's right. We'll get back to Dion Overshoot and the knuckleball later. That's a great story. Right now it's 10-5. Make that 11-5. Eric with the advantage.
6.
And 11-6.
11
That's
to
what I
6,
have
yeah.
written down. I just wanted to make sure
I did too.
Zach's head was in the game. I'm glad we're keeping each other accountable.
Yeah, we are.
Accountability buddies.
Accountability buddies. What an awesome name. And there is a good shot from Eric there.
12-6. 12-6.
12-6.
Eric's doubled him up. 4 points to the victory. That's a strong, strong shot by Zach there.
Yeah, and that's what you want if you want to try and overshoot a shot. You want to keep it low, and he kept it too high there, so it's 13-7.
Yeah.
Why am I sweating?
Eric still has a huge advantage, and now it's 14-7 after a good serve from Eric there.
Make that 15 game point. So that serve's got to go over to Zach for game point.
Well, this isn't game point. This is match point.
Match point, excuse me.
15-7, right?
I had the match
It's
game on the brain.
15-7. So match point to Eric so far, and there's a good hard hit.
He hit him with the closer there. Emphatically, Eric Bolkin takes the first match of this Elite 8 tournament.
Yeah, and what's key there in that last point was that there was a lot of good backspin on that last shot. Forced Zach to
Yeah.
really make a decision there and react. But because he was so close to the table, the reaction time needed for that shot was going to be near impossible to
Absolutely.
get to.
You know, not since Albert Kloser in 1985 in Bulgaria have we seen such a perfect closing shot. A great closing shot that we have there of Zach, exasperated, cannot believe his fate. Eric Bolkin can believe his fate, though, Renee. He's going on to the next round.
You let me know, Eli.
Number 2 now. Who have we got coming to the table here, Renee?
We got Carp and Dom coming up for our next match here.
Tough
That's
loss.
Graham Carpenter
Tough loss.
and Dominic Klima.
It's okay, it was good.
I wonder
okay,
if
Zach.
everybody's going to disrobe before they play here, Renee. That's a little twist. We haven't seen that in
You'll
probably
get
about
it next
5-6
time,
years.
Russ. You'll get him next time, Russ.
Specialties about, but
Oh.
I think it's more of a mental game more than
Hello.
Yeah, well,
I'm with the winner, Eric.
game last
What do you have to say about your win today?
beat this time.
Am I holding this? It was a really good win. I'm very proud of my performance. A few mistakes that I need to maybe work on, that I'll work on, make sure to fix in the next round. But all good for the first round. I like the way I won.
And how do you talk about Zach? Talk about Zach and his competition levels.
I like the way he was. He was fierce. Came in there, jersey, good pants, had the right attire. He was in there. He was good. He had me a little bit worried how he was as a competitor. He came in there looking ready. I'm proud of him. He did it good. He held up his own end. That's all he can do in that case.
Your uncle John McDougal was proud. He shouts us out in the chat. What is your plans for the next round, and how do you plan on taking one of these fine gentlemen down?
I'll say same plan I went into it with in the first round. Just play my game.
Well, Dom Klima, a noted track athlete as well. We know he's got the endurance to withstand this kind of matchup.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with how he finesses the ball. He's got great finesse, but
Professor Carp
as we
here.
go
You
over
can call me
Carp's
Carp.
intro.
I'm here to fold the competition up like a 6th grade love note. I teach in the class, but I'll be teaching you more on the table. See you out there.
My name's Dom. 5 years ago, me and my dad got a ping pong table, and we haven't looked at it since. So we all know that I'm gonna win this one.
And Graham, affectionately known as Carp, who scores the first point.
Yeah, known as Pope Carp, by the way. Do you know why Pope Carp is known as Pope Carp?
No, I was going to say, go ahead and tell us that story, Renee.
Yeah, so one time he was playing table tennis at a tournament, and he was humble enough to play against somebody's wife.
Is that right?
Yeah, and what's even better is that despite his seeding and being the favorite of that tournament, he allowed himself to lose that first round against that player's wife, just to let her get a win.
It's really quite the blessing, and ever since then they called him the Pope. Right now the Pope is up 5-1. Dom did get a point a couple volleys ago, but
No, it's only 3-1 right now.
what's that? What do you mean? Oh yeah, you can stay on the same side, but every three, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it is 5-1. All right. And now it's 5-2.
No, 6-1, 6-1.
Oh, it is 6-1. Oh, I thought he hit the edge of the table there, but
Ooh. Self-inflicted wounds for the Pope both times. That Dom has scored points. It's been the Pope overshooting, miscalculating on those shots.
ooh, that's a great shot from the Pope, and that allows him to get an easy finishing shot there. The
Hey,
Pope
a
now
lesser-
up.
A lesser player would have been demoralized by that great save from Dom, but not this time, and now he's just going on a run. Really rubbing it in here is the Pope. Uncharacteristic as well. Usually so humble, but delighting in the spoils of his talent.
You got to remember, we are in the Elite Eight, so the humbleness has to go here. You got to lock in and be your best self, no matter who your opponent is.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. We're standing at 10 for Pope to Dom. 10 for the Pope, 4 for Dom.
Ooh, and there's another out of bounds. That'll give Dom his 5th point.
Again, I'm not so sure that Dom has scored a
what
clean
a
point.
shot!
What's the replay?
No, that's a point to Carp. That's a point.
That
to
is
the
a point to
Pope.
Carp.
Yeah.
It did bounce.
When the Pope asks for a replay, you give a replay.
I challenge that.
Okay, Dom's calling for a
Last time you
challenge.
didn't get it.
that. Oh, you can't see it. Give me another. Give me another look.
Maybe inconclusive. Not enough evidence to overturn, so we're going to stick with the point going to the Pope. I've never seen somebody so upset about scoring a point, but we see it there. 11-5.
I mean, the reason why he wants to make sure is because that was one of the nastiest shots we've seen this tournament so far. You know,
It was. Very good shot. Very good shot.
the Pope wanted that in his highlight reel. Oh, and there's a good finisher.
Right off the edge.
Right now, Pope Carp with a huge advantage.
It is 13-5.
Yeah, the nerves getting to Dom right here.
I don't like my backhand. You know that now.
And now it's 6-13. Dom looking to use his stamina here, but got a little bit too much power there.
So it's 14-6. 14-6.
That was your 3, my bad.
See the dexterity from Dom there
Yeah, and
and the focus.
Yes.
I mean,
put the
Dom.
Pope in the spin cycle on that last round.
And I mean, Dom's doing a really good job just staying in this game against Carp. The score may not look like it right now, but
Well, now we got match point.
I have 7.
15-8 I have for Dom. Match point.
oh, and there it
And
is.
that is it. Well, a strong showing from Dom, but sometimes you just run into a buzzsaw. A humble buzzsaw as the Pope comes to shake the hands of the announcers as well. Dom follows, and we've got the WrestleMania shirt that the Pope is wearing, and he's pointing at the belt. He says, that title is mine. We'll see what happens as these rounds go on.
It was rigged.
It was rigged.
Sore losing from Dominic Klima.
What I will say from that match is that Carp is looking to be the favorite. There is a reason why he is the #1 overall seed in this
I think
tournament.
we got an interview with Dom. Let's go to that.
Oh. I mean, this is.
This is Gucci 3 Legs and Adam here. Yeah, he's a little touchy. So how do you feel about today's loss?
I feel sad, but I feel okay. The Pope is a very good opponent. Sometimes it's a habit. Can you please keep it? I might have to ask your partner to leave. I don't feel comfortable with this. But anyways, I feel okay about the loss. I put my best effort out there, and as you know, Mama always said, that's all that really matters. You know, maybe life is like a box of chocolates, but as long as you put your best effort out there, that's all that really matters.
And one of my questions is, how do you feel losing to a grown man in a WrestleMania T-shirt?
That is a little demoralizing. That one stings. That one stings. I really if he was wearing any other T-shirt, I think I'd feel better. But the WrestleMania T-shirt does hurt a little bit more. That's just rubbing salt on the wound at that point. You know what? After that one hurt. I'm gonna take this arm now. I'm gonna. This is all right. Now I need some cover. Thank you.
And so, what's your next moves, next plots? What's next for Dom?
Well, we have a track meet tonight. Some of the guys running the 10K. That'll be fun. But realistically, I think because I lost, I'm gonna go eat my sorrows away and never think about this day again.
Totally valid. This has been Adam. We're going back to another game. Kyle and Renee, back to you guys.
Yeah, all right. So Dom really taking his lumps over there next to the skull and bones. You don't want to end up next to the skull and bones. You want to end up in the winner's circle. You want to be like the Pope, be able to come over and say, "Oh yeah, brother, I'm moving on."
Don't disrespect the skeleton out there. That's Lefty Pete, 5-time world champion Lefty Pete there. Sure, he has a bunch of bones and stuff, but
Okay.
That is state. It's just a fluke. Win this tournament. Watch me.
All right, so looks like we're getting set up for matchup number 3. We saw our first competitor there. It is Mr. Thad. The icy, cool Thad, who's barreled his way through the first few rounds here. And we've got a substitute that he's going up against. And originally it was supposed to be Sonia Ulrich, but she saw the steely coolness of Thad and ran away. And so Sam has been brave enough to stand in for her and match up. And they're practicing here before we get set to go officially. What are you looking for heading into this matchup, Renee?
Sam had to play against Sonia the last match, and she did lose that match by 2 points. Went into double overtime as the score ended 18-16 in Sonia's favor. But from what I hear, an apparent injury has taken her out of the game for this matchup against Stad.
Yeah, I believe the official diagnosis is a yellow belly. And we're set to go here. As they count us in, Sam will give us the first serve here.
Yeah, and as you saw with that skeleton earlier, that's a good net point for Sad.
Yeah, I got that double bounce after. Impossible to return that, right?
Yeah, looking like 1920 ping pong champion Lefty Netty.
Good old lefty. Nobody. Scrape the top of that net, quite like Lefty.
Yeah, and he is here with us today, actually here with Adam at the interview booth.
Mr. Skull and Bones. His legacy lives on.
There's a reason why he's a 5-time champion.
See Sam get on the board there for the first time. It's a 3-1 score. That's 3-1. Thad has 3 points. Sam's on the serve. She's got 1. And now Thad's got 4. That 1.
Yeah, I think Sam might be a little bit nervous here. She wasn't expected to start here today, but
Wait, we are?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
I don't know how close. This is why we need ref.
Yeah, where's our ref?
there's a good serve from Sam this time. Good high spin and
Oh, Thad got a little cocky there. That's
Yeah.
point number 2. We're standing at 4-2.
yeah, Dad wanted to get some top spin on that, but Sam's still struggling to serve. Now it's sad serve at this point.
You could say she got served on that
Actually, you're
serve.
still serving. You're still serving.
No, you're serving at this point.
Yeah. When we add up to 10, then we'll switch, okay? 3 more points.
Ooh, and there is a good edge hit for Sam. Sam getting a lot of these table edge hits, but not getting the points. That is patient and calm, as Sad will get another point.
Sorry.
I see Thad known to stay calm under the pressure. He does not look like he's in a ping pong match right now.
Steely Thad, they call him. Steely Thad.
Good edge hit for Sam there, but Thad can react to it quite well.
Off the netting there, off the side of the netting there, looks like for Sam.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sam has a good strategy going on here, trying to hit the edge of the table, but just not enough command on the ball here to really make effective hits off the table, as that one goes out of bounds. Another point for Thad.
Standing at 10-2, commanding lead for Thad.
And so we switch.
Yeah, go ahead and switch.
Sam hitting the edge of that table quite consistently, too.
Pretty good precision on those shots. Oh, and scores the point off that one.
Yeah,
That
these
was
are
a good rally.
these are tough shots to rally, and Thad losing his cool a little bit there, but that was out of bounds. Good underhanded shot from Sam there, and there is a huge hit from Thad. That is going to score a commanding point.
Yeah, so that's going to give Thad his 12th point. He's up 12-3 over Sam. Throw it down, big man.
Good spin on that. That's going to fool Sam quite easily. That is his 13th point. Sam, she still can't get that serve down. Trying to get a tricky serve against Dad here, but
We're at 14-4. That's the 4th point of the game for Sam. Thad has 14. He needs just 2 to win.
yeah, and unless Sam can cook up a comeback, this is going to be Sad's game, and
That could be the start of it. That could be the start of it.
That is a great shot from Sam right there.
It's the most emphatic that she's been all game, I feel like. This could be the start of something.
Yeah, using a lot of power on that shot instead of finesse.
Forget what I said.
Yours now?
It'll be your serve for the last one because it's his match point. Match point for Thad. He's up 15-5. And that is a win for Steely Thad. Wire-to-wire victory there, Renee.
Yeah, Sad really just had his nerves collected. He was calm, cool. Didn't really flinch when Sam had those tricky shots up against him. A lot of players would have folded in that situation, especially with Sam's unique style where her precision is really key, but precision doesn't really matter when you're in a situation.
Yeah, not
Like
at all.
Thad.
And so she's got a date with Lefty Netty, the Skull and Bones over there. Let's go over to our broadcast partner. Matthew?
All right.
I'm going to go with Matthew.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, I mean, that post-game match analysis, what do you think about Sad here?
Well, it's interesting seeing his demeanor in contrast with everybody else who has come out to the floor. He was less showy, not a whole lot of braggadocio Not a whole lot of noise, just came in and got the job done. So we'll see how that style will contrast with the Popes of the world as we go forward.
Yeah, I think the main thing I'd take away from Sad's gameplay here today especially is that I think he can go up against anyone and win a match.
Gotcha. All right. Well, looks like we're ready for the next match. And you know what they say, Renee? If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. All right? I learned from the best.
All right,
The
I'm
10
here
times.
with Sam. How do you feel about that last loss?
Oh, no,
Yeah,
we're
it's
gonna go
devastating, you know. This sport really means a lot to me, so losing really hurt.
And what do you think took you down today?
I think my head just wasn't in the game, you know. I think Dad definitely had that upper hand over me.
The mental game is really tough. What do you plan on doing next time?
I'm going to bring my A game. I'm going to practice day and night. I'm going to be the real Forrest Gump. I'm going to be there.
She's going to be there. All right. I guess we're going back to another game with Kyle and Rob. Back to Renee in the studio. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
I'm Ping Pong Invitational Champion. Just remember, if you're playing against me, you have entered the spin zone. Be careful.
Yeah, and today we got Kyle and Rob here. Rob actually substituting for Adrian, so this is our... Yeah, and Rob here substituting for Adrian. Adrian was out with an illness today, so this time we'll have the Slingin' Rob come in to substitute, who lost his last match against Adrian because he kind of slung the ball a little bit too far, overshot it a bit too much in that previous matchup against Adrian, got a couple net balls as we see Kyle and Rob warm up. The main thing with Rob here so far is that they are still in their practice rounds, but Rob really using his aggressiveness here and trying to trick Kyle with his speeds more than anything. And that one will hit the net.
Well, you know the history of the sport better than anybody else, Renee, but just after practicing a little bit here with Rob, I'm confident in saying, not since William Overmatch in the Swedish trials of the 1970s has a competitor been so overmatched such as I.
And now Rob will take that first point off the serve. Kyle just not able to volley here effectively against Rob as he is up 3-0 right now. And all net points will count as a point for the other team on the serve. So right now it is actually 4-2 Rob so far in this one, as Kyle having a little bit of trouble with his finesse at the moment, as Rob is doing a great job with commanding the ball here.
Yeah.
As Rob will be on his last serve, and that'll be Rob's 7th point. It is now 7-2 Rob.
He's got me in the Bermudez Triangle right now.
Yeah.
I don't know which way to go.
Kyle right now.
I don't know which way these serves are going. I don't know how they're coming off my paddle.
Yeah, now it's 9-2 Kyle.
It's 9-2, but I just got here. That can't be right, Renee. That can't be right.
No, it is 9-2.
No. I don't believe you.
You know,
see?
It's 9-3.
That's got to be worth 100 right there, right? I don't know how much ping pong you've been watching.
I don't know. I think ping pong is 1 point at a time. There's no such thing as a 3-pointer in ping pong. As Rob, a little bit frustrated on that return there, tried to get the edge of the table with that finesse, but didn't get enough command on that ball.
Yeah, as we look at the replay here. You know what works for me, Rob, that I've worked on since I was a kid? Deep breaths, all right? Deep breaths. In, out. All right, let's go.
And Kyle just giving Rob advice in the middle of the match.
I'm a giver, you know?
Kyle the giver.
I'm a ping pong fan more than anything else, you know? I'm here for the good of the sport.
Yes, Rob.
So I'll take the L on that point. That's all right for me, because we're growing the sport.
10-4 so far for Rob. Ooh, and Kyle gave him something to think about with that volley. As Rob once again.
Head in his hands. I think he's already forgotten the deep breath trick, too.
I think think Rob is trying to take a commanding lead as he does take his 11th point off of a nasty serve or a nasty return.
There's a lot of anger in that serve, I feel like. Real competitive.
Kyle with another serve. Good return. As Kyle using a lot of finesse here.
Swing and a miss. Sorry, wrong sport, my bad. We're still out on the field.
Yeah.
All right, so 10-6, so
it's 10 to
you gotta
7.
let them, 10 to 7. You gotta let them feel good about themselves. You know, everybody loves a good comeback story. We're broadcasters. We're telling a story here, all right? So we'll see how things go for Rob down the stretch.
I mean, Kyle playing a little bit of the meta game here, announcing while playing the game, and even just doing some announcer tricks in the middle of the match as Rob takes his 12th point. Maybe Kyle overthinking his calls at the moment as he does
overthinking?
have Yeah, you
I don't
have the
believe
mic
you.
on you.
I don't believe you.
I don't know.
I've never overthought in my entire life. Except there was that one time that I was no, I'm just kidding. All right, go ahead.
And Rob is up 13 to 7. This is our closest match so far in this tournament. And
is what I would say if I were Rob. But I'm cool. I take after Steely Thad, you know? Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, but it's match point for Rob now as...
Is that right?
You
That
went
can't
out
be
of bounds
right.
twice.
I guess we'll go with that.
But what I will say is that Rob is doing a good job locking up Kyle as Rob will take the win. Oh my goodness. A little bit of disrespect from Rob there as he takes the win against Kyle. Moving on to the next round. Hey, that's not for you. That's not for you yet. That's not for you yet.
I want carp. Let it be known. I want carp.
If you want Carp, you're going to have to face him in the final. You're going to have to face him in the final. That's all I'm going to say. But there's a little bit of a rivalry going on. We might need to have someone hold Rob back here as we are going to transition to our interview with Kyle.
You got another ball? You want that side? Let's warm up. All right, yep.
But yeah, I think the key here is that Rob used a lot of his power, but there was a lot of finesse in his movements. So all of his swings were very intentional. You could see with every swing he had a purpose. I think Kyle was a little bit too locked out of the match there. He kind of oversank some of the shots and it was forced out of bounds. As we do move on to Adam here with his interview with Kyle and Lefty Netty.
All right, I'm here with Kyle. It seemed like the last game got a little chippy. Did you feel like you got maybe taken for granted?
Taken for granted? I don't know if I got taken for granted. I got taken for some kind of a ride, though, I feel like. Look, I'm an impartial broadcaster, okay? I stepped up because I was supposed to, all right? It's not my job to levy accusations, but it is also a fact that 3 years ago at these invitationals, this sport was dying, and so what did they do? They stopped testing for PEDs. And I have never seen that kind of anger. I've never seen that kind of power and that kind of torque. The way he was able to just spin the ball and he's frothing at the mouth the entire time. I'm not making accusations. I'm making observations, all right? I just want to let the people sit with that. I got to go back to my position. I got to call this impartially. But I bet you at the end of this tournament, we're going to take a look at what happened here, and we're probably not going to like what we see.
Are there any other contenders you think could be on these PEDs?
Well, there's a grown man wearing a WrestleMania shirt around here who's also fired up. I think he came over in front of the camera and pretended like he was Macho Man for a second, who, not to speak ill of the dead, but come on. That wasn't natural. Come on. That wasn't natty, as the kids say. It was not natty at all. But you know what? It's not about that, all right? We got to wrap. I got to go back. We got some great ping pong, aside from the people on steroids.
All right, back to Renee in the studio.
Yeah, and I heard what Kyle said in that interview. A couple accusations going out to Rob here. Observations? Are you sure those are observations? I'm pretty sure those are accusations.
I had the closest seat in the house. Who could observe better than me there? Pure observations.
I think I was technically closer than you were.
You're technically closer than I was to winning that game, it feels like.
Yeah, maybe, but you know, I'm also 10-time world champion for a reason.
No, that's true. That's true. You set a standard, and I failed to live up to that. I'm really sorry. I feel like I let you down, Renee.
No, it's okay. I mean, you were a 2-time world champion yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, we won't talk about what that word is, though.
I mean, you played against me in the 2016 World Finals in table tennis.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That was all the way out in Brazil, wasn't it?
I was out in Brazil, in the Andes, Mountains.
Yeah.
Very tough to play at elevation.
You guys podcasting, or we got to play ping pong over here? What's going on?
Yeah, and as we get started here, I think the current score so far is 2-0.
So we all set to go? For
Oh,
our
it's 2-2, yeah.
Oh, we've already started.
So yeah, it scores 2-2. Pretty even match so far between Sad and Carp. Carp, as we know, a lot of power in his swings, but Sad keeping his cool right here as he takes the lead.
That's what he does. I'm telling you, man, I called it early on. I think that coolness might plummet him to the top.
Oh
Look
my
at that
God!
return!
Highlight play from Thad.
He's got to cool himself off right now. Good Lord.
Oh,
Can we get a replay on that?
what a swing from Thad, using his finesse to not only get the net,
Oh,
but
we got a replay here. Look at this. Look at this
speedy
backhand.
double bounce.
Not since Schembeckler in '67 have I seen anything like that.
Lefty Nettie would be proud of his effort.
Lefty Nettie.
All right, so 3-3.
Might hop out of his grave and come just to get shot a high five for that one.
You want to know the story of why he is left-handed?
Do tell.
He lost his right hand in a table tennis accident in 1918.
What was the accident? That's equipment interference. How do we? No, we give the point to the Pope there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would have gone out of bounds. That is a point to the Pope.
So 4-3. Thad's got 4. The Pope's got 3.
But yeah, there was a table tennis accident where Lefty Nettie tried to save a ball from hitting the edge of the table. It did hit the edge of the table, had to save it, but broke his hand in the ensuing volley. Still won the match, despite losing his hand mid-match. But we have shades of Lefty Nettie in Sad so far. As Sad is gonna get this game tied after hitting a ball out of bounds. And the Pope got fooled there by Sad.
Yeah, I don't mean to laugh. I'm impartial, of course, as we learned earlier. But we're seeing that contrast in styles that I was warning you about earlier. We see he's able to keep his cool. He tried to replicate that move from Thad earlier, but I think only one man on this earth can do what we saw earlier.
Yeah, there was a lot of finesse required for the backhand that Sad executed. And right now, Carp, under a little bit of pressure here, might get a little bit nervous against the cool, calm, and collected Sad.
I think the Pope might need to say a few Hail Marys here or something, Renee.
I don't know about a few Hail Marys, but
Some Our Fathers.
yeah, I'd say an Our Father or two. But right now, Sad in the driver's seat for this one.
Still in the driver's seat, man. He's cruising down the coast right now, easy. He's up 10-5. He's doubled him up.
So how was your experience with PEDs in the sport of ping pong so far?
Is that an accusation?
Well, it's not an accusation. It's more of an observation.
Oh, I see. That makes sense to me.
You see, you were the one observing all these accusations.
Oh, almost. An incredible return again from Thad. We got 11-6.
Hey, that
11-6.
Yeah, it's 10-7. It hit net. So
Oh, the net doesn't count. Oh.
no, the net does count if you serve. So if you hit the net while you serve, then the point goes to the return guy.
Oh, yeah. I was just making conversation. I know that. 11-7.
So it would be 11-7 Thad. Oh, and now it's 11-8 Carp. Trying to
Pope's-
get on a run here.
The Pope's always got to come back in him.
Yeah, a little bit too much force on the backhand there as it goes 12-8 Thad. 4-point lead for him so far. And
They've
that
got a
one will go out of
5-point
bounds.
lead.
13-8.
Pope playing for his life.
Yeah, I mean, voting for the next pope is coming up. And that is a nasty fastball right there from
Fastball
Carp.
on the outside corner, if you will. That was paint from the Pope.
Oh,
13-10. We got a 3-point game. This is what we came to see.
actually,
Two of the greats doing battle.
yeah, and it's now a 2-point margin between Thad and Carp, as Thad is having issues commanding the slow knucklers. As that one will go out of bounds, and the margin's now down to 1, 12-13.
Four
Thad still
consecutive
has the lead.
points for the Pope.
And now it's tied.
That's the first time I've seen Steely Thad come undone in such a way. He wound up too much. He just had to return that. But that's now 5 straight points for the Pope. We thought this one was going to be over, but instead it's 13-all. 13-all. So I don't know why it said match point up on the graphic there.
It's 27.
Oh.
I thought it was 13 all.
Yeah, it's 13.
Oh,
right, okay.
so we're playing to total. Oh,
No, it's 26 total points in the game so far. Because if you
Yeah.
add 13 by 13, it's 26. As Thad will get his 14th point there.
I was told there would be no math.
And now Carp looking to play a little bit faster here. Going with low angle balls there.
14-all.
Tried to trick Thad with the curveball.
Oh!
As Thad is ready for it and hits him with a velocity change.
He just sucked the gravity out of the building. 15 for Thad, 14 for the Pope.
Yeah, and it's match point. So Carp needs to tie this up as he does.
Oh!
It is 15 all, and we are going to go into overtime. The overtime rules will apply as this. 16th point will not be the win, but it'll have to go to 17. The margin has to be 2 for the player to win, as both players are tied at 15 apiece here.
Well-deserved rest here for these players as we go into overtime. The best match we've seen so far. I think appropriate that these two competitors are in this spot. What do they have?
Sad could not get the finesse there. Wait, we got to get a replay on that one. We got an official's replay. It may have hit the edge of the table.
Is that right? An official review.
Bullshit.
We got to check the replay on that one.
I think you might have got it a little bit.
Yeah, I thought it may have hit the edge of the tables there.
Inconclusive.
We got to rewind it. Let's rewind it a little bit. We got to rewind it.
I don't know on that look, Renee, if there's going to be enough to overturn. Remember, it's got to be incontrovertible evidence.
All right, and pause.
That angle, I'm not so sure.
Uh,
Not so sure. I think we're going to have to go with the point as it stands.
I
And we're
can't-
getting word from the referees. Yes, we're going to go with that point for the Pope. So 16-15 match point for the Pope. The serve goes to Thad.
Yeah, I honestly thought it hit the table. I heard it hit the table personally, but good edge of the table hit, and we
Oh.
are back into a deuce.
We got one more, right?
Back and forth we go. 16-16. They got to win by 2.
And now Sad takes the lead. Sad now on match point here.
Seesaw battle here.
17-16, Sad.
Everybody at the Wide World of Sports Complex is locked in.
And there
that
it
is
is.
it. Sorry, go ahead.
Sad will take the match 18-16.
Not since the 2012 Japan Finals have we seen such an intense battle to close out a round. Incredible performance, and now we see the personality coming out of Thad after he walked through all of these larger-than-life personalities today. But he stayed within himself, and he was the victor. Congratulations to Thad.
I mean, Sad reminds me of myself more than anything. I've seen a lot of the crazy knuckleballs that he's thrown out against Carp.
We got another replay on the screen there of that crazy backhanded return that he had. He put some English on it too.
Yeah, you remember that shot I hit against you in the 2017 finals, didn't you?
I've been drinking to forget, Renee.
Hey, you won 2 championships.
Damn, but it still hurts. It still hurts. Just like these two competitors, you want to win so bad. It's your whole world here at the Wide World of Sports Complex. This is the world as far as any of these competitors are concerned. And then we're going to go have a talk with the Pope. Always gracious in losing, I'm sure. We're ready to go to him. Almost ready to go to him. We'll get to him in a sec. There they go.
Allegations about the PED scandal in the ping pong world. Do you have any, as one of the people being targeted, do you have anything to say about that?
No, I mean, you just need to take a look at Bermudez's arms to tell what the problem is there. I don't have anything like that you need to even worry about. So I think the people who don't look like ping pong players, you just kind of assume where does that size come from. So, you know, it's not from out here slapping table tennis around.
So are you saying that you believe Rob Bermudez is taking PEDs?
Yeah, I'd check Thad Ramsey too. I mean, this whole competition is shenanigans at this point. I don't even know, like, if this belt, who's the governing body, like, who even, I don't know. Whatever.
Wow. A PED scandal in the Ping Pong World Classic. Let's take it back to Renee and Kyle.
We are broadcast journalists, as you know, Renee. The Pope is able to say whatever he wants, but remember, these are observations, not accusations. We're just calling it like we see it, and the way I see it right now is we have our second round 2 matchup, second matchup of the Final Four between Eric Bulkin and Rob Bermudez. What are you expecting in this matchup, Renee?
I'm expecting a lot of tricky shots from Rob. Rob can play from just about any angle that he wants to right now. But what I see from Eric is that Eric will consistently volley against you. He will not stop until you force a reaction out of him.
Think we're going to see a similarly close matchup than we did last time?
I think so. And so far, I think we are just about at the end of practice here.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll wait till we get the cue here. But yeah, they understandably a little bit tight. Both of these competitors.
And Rob will be the first server, as Rob will get started with this match and overcompensated a little bit there, as Eric will take the first point and Eric will take the second point.
A lesser competitor would ask where this was when I played him, but fortunately I'm not that lesser of a competitor, so I won't ask that.
I think at the moment Rob is kind of a little bit rattled, but that's a great net shot from Rob, as he will take his first points of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember that meltdown in the World Classics of 2018. Rattled Rob is what they called him. He's been trying to overcome that moniker ever since, but it's not a good start for him.
Rob calling a timeout here. There's a reason they call him Rattled Rob, despite being a 4-time champion. But yeah, the margin now 5-2. I think Rob is trying to get these net shots off, and it's been a bit tricky for him, especially with Eric's consistency, as Eric will hit the net there. 6-3 Eric, 6-4 Eric now, as that's another net hit for Eric.
A lot of self-inflicted wounds from both competitors in this matchup. There's another one there.
Yeah, that was a pretty consistent volley from both players. Ooh,
we ping and we pong, and we ping. No pong there, though. Point goes to Bermudez.
Yeah, I mean,
I just had to get that in, Renee. I'm sorry.
This game has gone down to a 1-point margin. It's now tied.
It's now tied.
7-7. Rob definitely playing ping pong right now, as Eric takes the lead.
In a very basic sense, Rob is playing ping pong, but not the game that he wants so far, I believe.
Yeah.
Not what either of these competitors expected, I don't think. A lot of the points that they've gotten have been points that they've given, that have been given to them. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's 10-7. I mean, it's not looking great for Rob, but Rob reacting really well to Eric's volleys, just overshooting a lot, so.
4-point lead now for Bolkin.
And now it's down to 3. Yeah, I think nerves are playing a big factor in this matchup right now. As even Eric is committing a lot of mistakes I would not expect from someone as consistent as he is. And there is a great net shot for Rob Bermudez there as he cuts the margin down to 2.
Oh, fuck me.
Back up to 13. Now, we've seen this before with Rattled Rob. Similar scenario. Remember, he had to dig into his pocketbooks, pay a fine for all the equipment he broke in that 2018 series. Nearly took out a camera there.
Yeah, and right now, Eric's consistency is showing off
Yeah.
in this matchup.
Left's not a point. Calling it wrong all day, kid.
And now, it's 15-10. Match point for Eric here. A little bit of a mountain to climb, but Rob with that serve getting started with it. And now the serves are messing Eric up here.
Was that 15-12 or 13?
Yeah. 13-15. And the spin out of Rob's serves are tricking him, but Eric will close it out with a low bounce, making a tricky return impossible for Rob. He still tried it anyway, but at the end of the day, it'll be Eric's consistency that wins the match for him.
Well, it's a victory for a certain style today. We saw the flash of some of our competitors, but going into our final is going to be Steely Thad against the equally steely Eric Bolkin. I believe we're going to have a few words with Mr. Bermudez. As I understand, he's been the victim of some accusations today. Maybe we'll hear about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely from a certain someone here. Definitely not me, though. I mean, it might be the person sitting right next to me, though.
Yeah, no. I'm more into observations and accusations, but we'll see what else has been going on over there on the couch with Adam.
Oh yeah, and Lefty Netty. You know, I always love this old TV. They always slide it in. It's like we're getting a feed from Wisconsin.
The most recent loser of the tournament. How do you feel about your loss?
I got a few things to say. First, I need to clear the room. There have been some allegations levied against me without any sort of fact-checking whatsoever. I do intend to take these slanderous claims to court. My image is being destroyed, and I'm not going to lie, this weighed heavily on me mentally, and I do believe this caused some of that pressure that we saw out there. The other thing I'd like to point out is the net is not regulation height, as you can see. It's lifted about maybe 1.5 centimeters off the table. That, combined with the fact that I didn't have my normal paddle, led to a bunch of unforced errors. So I want to say congratulations, psych. I was robbed, and I do think that, Kyle, you can lose gracefully without having to throw these accusations out. So, like I said, I'll be back next year, hoping to reclaim my title. And I'm looking forward to a very good final match. Should have been me and the priest. He's not the Pope anymore. He's been downgraded. But we'll take that in the gold medal, or the bronze medal match, that is. So thank you for giving me the chance to clear the air a little bit.
So you and the priest have had a long-standing beef. Can you explain where this stems from and why you guys hate each other so much?
It really stems from one thing. There can only be one backwards hat-wearing ping-pong player. And I brought this look out all season long. And, you know, the priest came out and decided to try to say it was his whole thing. But the record will show, if you look back, if you watch the film, dating back years ago, I was the originator of the backwards hat in ping pong look. So I just want some acknowledgement, and then the beef is gone. But I don't want to take any more time distracting from what's to be a wonderful final match between these two great competitors.
Let's go back to Renee and Kyle in the studio.
Yeah, Adam doing a great job with Rattled Rob over there. Yet another sort of meltdown performance from Bermudez there. Again, observations, not accusations, but seems a little angry. You thinking roid rage, Renee?
What are you talking about?
Well, many people are saying this. I'm just reporting the news, but it's enough. That's in the past. We like to look forward here at the Wide World Sports Complex at San Francisco State University, and we've got a final matchup coming up between two competitors who have shown a real resolve.
Yeah, we have Fad here on the left corner, my left, by the way, and at the right corner we do have Eric. Both of them well steeled to be a part of this final. Not very aggressive play from either of them, but a good amount of consistency and a good amount of finesse from both players is what led them to this final. As they continue practicing, I think my favorite here will be Sad. I think my favorite here for this matchup will be Sad more than anything.
Sad? What's that?
Same rules apply, still on the 16?
Mm-hmm.
Still the 16 for the final. Would you say these are the two most focused competitors that we've had in this tournament so far?
I'd say the most focused competitors in the finals since 2018.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I don't see either of them getting rattled.
I wouldn't expect them to get rattled, but more than anything, Rob does bring up a good point of having a backwards cap on.
Yes.
He did inspire me to put my cap on backwards.
Well, there we go. And the two competitors in front of us, they're going to have a crown, a belt waiting for them at the end of this one. It's time for the final matchup of this Elite Eight tournament. We've got Thad, we've got Eric, we've got one game to decide it all.
Yeah, and the winner will take the crown off my head, as I was the 2024 champion of World Table Tennis. Both competitors are looking just as locked in as ever. Sad, practicing even during idle setup.
A little mind games there, you think?
I don't think this is mind games. This is just his routine. As Sad, I mean, he's got a really good volley going on, as he will be the first server for this final match.
Final round, we're all set to go.
I mean, if there's anyone who could go up against the trickiness of Fad, it would be Eric. Eric's consistency will show throughout this entire match, in my opinion. But Sad's got some moves that Eric may not expect. And now it's even, 1-1. Oh, it's 2-0? Nah. Yeah, 2-0 Thad. All right. And now it's 2-1. What I will say so far between these two competitors is that Sad is using a lot more finesse, and Eric just seeing how his opponent will respond there. Tried to get a tricky shot off, but Eric...
Almost looked like that return from that first matchup he had with the Pope. Couldn't
Yeah.
quite get it to land this time.
Yeah, I mean, that was going to be a bit tricky. But Eric looking ready for even the response.
Oh.
As there is a hard volley from Fad, but...
A little too strong there, a little too strong.
Yeah, tried to do the Dion overshoot on that one.
Yeah.
1985 world champion Dion overshoot. Best known for his finesse and his power. But mostly his power. You've played against Dion overshoot twice in your career, haven't you?
I have, and I was never the same. He was as good as these two competitors in front of us are, and that's why I'm sitting here.
Two more stuff for you.
Oh, yeah, right. That's why they're out there.
Yeah, I mean, I retired just last year. I think my last matchup was the qualifier for this tournament. I went up against the calm and collected steeled Dad. And the reason I retired was that Sad has a sense of aggressiveness that is rarely seen. And with my knuckleballs, I've tried to copy his style, but the way he switches his play just on a single swing is what makes him one of the best in the world.
He's taking it to a new level, and he's up 6-5 right now, 1 point lead over Eric Bulkin.
Yeah, he pulled a Dion overshoot on me and hit me so hard in my elbow I had to retire just in that instance. As the game is now tied between Sad and Eric, 6-6.
Well, it's like they've always said about the game of ping pong. It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, what I found the toughest about Eric is that Eric will give you the same shot over and over and over again.
Oh, and a nice miss. Sorry to cut you off. That was a nice placement on that shot there by Thad.
Yeah, I mean, Sad using these angles to really take advantage of how Eric volleys the ball back to him, trying to make it tough for him to respond. That's
consistently getting to the edge of that table.
What a shot from Thad there.
Incredible, incredible stuff.
Good power.
Is the level of competition that you expect to see in the final round?
Of course. I mean, this is what I expected from both players. The margins are quite tight. It looks like a 3-point lead, but I mean, each serve has been very close. Yeah. You know, it feels like the point could go either way for both players.
Yeah, right now, though, Thad's opened up a 4-point lead. He's at 10-6. See if Eric can regain some momentum here.
What a net shot from Thad.
That's going to help. That's going to help right there.
Yeah, Eric responded amazingly to the shot that hit the net there.
Wow.
And it forced Thad into...
I think he hit the turbo boost there too early.
Yeah, a little bit of an overshoot there.
Mm-hmm.
That was Dion
Speaking of which.
Those power shots were Dion Overshoot's downfall. I did eventually win against Dion Overshoot in the 2015 championship because I forced him to hit such a hard shot. Had to dodge a ball coming right at my face. That could have ended my career. But fortunately, I dodged that.
Eric's got a little comeback in him right here as we get more of a crowd coming into the studio. Everybody's locked in. Everybody wants to see the completion of this final round matchup.
And that is an amazing overshoot shot for Sad, as Sad will increase the margin up to 12.
Graduate of Phi Slamma Jamma is Thad.
Yeah, I mean, Sad chasing his first championship here, as there is going to be a small timeout for Eric.
All right.
They are going to talk strategy here.
We got their corner men coming in, trying to hype each other up. Lines have been drawn in this matchup.
You got
Clear
it,
lines have been drawn.
You retired.
He's going to earn the moniker of Rattled.
We've got the Pope. We've got
Rattled
Rob
Eric,
back in here,
I mean,
who
he
truly
has been calm and
believes that this
collected,
is
but
pro wrestling.
got him shaken.
This crown's yours.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this one's yours. You got this last one. All you got to do, block in, get your power shots when you need to, make him retire like you did me.
Hey, why don't you call this fair? Why don't you call this down the middle?
I think that they forgot the.
Biased announcer?
Yeah, we got no.
Rob over here striking PEDs up in his.
No.
Check this. Hey, who's got the drug test?
Oh no.
Oh hell no! What's going on?
You just hate to see this. We love to encourage the kids watching how to lose gracefully, and it's just a shameful sight to see from the Pope and Rattled Rob. But fortunately, we're ready to go again. I've got the score at 13-9. Any disagreements, gentlemen? All right, we're all set to return to action.
Yeah, and from what I hear, the Pope has been ejected from the venue here today.
Absolutely, yeah. Had to bring in the big guns to carry him out.
Yeah, I wonder how the suspension will fare to the Pope for the qualifiers for the 2026 championship.
But this is now 2-point lead for Thad, 13-11. Little rally for Eric here.
Yeah, and Eric responding gracefully
to an incredible shot off the edge. He returned it like it was nothing. 3 consecutive points for Eric.
Oh, and what a good shot from Thad, but a better response from Eric.
Too strong.
13-13.
Yeah, I tried to get the power shot there.
Now, this is mirroring our last matchup. We had a 13-8 advantage, and then the Pope scored 5 consecutive points. This time, Thad was up 13-9. We've got 4 straight points from Eric. 13 all. Trying to get to 16 or win by 2 if we're tied before that point.
And these two are locked into a duel right now. And a good bounce from Eric there, as Thad will hit that ball out of bounds.
Eric's got 5 on it now. 5 straight points.
And as he takes the lead, Sad has to rethink a strategy here. Maybe try to put a little bit more finesse on that one. Got some mustard on that shot, but Eric...
almost a great return.
14-14.
Yeah, I mean, the consistent returns from Eric so far has been the key in this matchup. But the differentiator has to be Sad's.
Yeah, so we got match point here potentially for Eric, that last shot. Yeah, this serve's going to go over to Thad. Eric's got 15. Thad has 14. Thad needs this one to stay in the game. Eric needs this one to get this belt.
And they will tie it
up. So remember, we've got to win by 2. So the next point will not win it from here on.
It'll be a margin by 2 that'll win it. As Sad looks completely focused. Eric is moving around like crazy. Sad giving him tough shots all game so far. And now he will give him his toughest ones. As that bounce was a little bit low, Eric still responding consistently. And that's been the key for Eric so far. But Sad trying to trick him here.
Something's got to give.
Yeah.
Something's got to give. Somebody called Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson. Something has got to give.
Wow,
and it
what
still
a
hasn't.
response. Eric has been responding so well from these finesse shots from Thad.
You've got
and
to be
Thad
kidding me.
cannot get
Eric
it.
pulls it off.
A
There's some eruption of the crowd here in the studio at the Wide World of Sports Complex.
Yeah.
Riveting action.
I think Sad was playing a little bit too conservatively on that volleys there. Couldn't get a tough
We'll
shot
see.
for Eric.
He's got a chance to tie it up here.
And Eric's consistency still showing strong here. Even with the edge of the table shots from Sad so far, Eric has been locked in, and Sad can't get it through. And Eric will ultimately win the championship.
Come on. This belt belongs to Eric Bolgan. He is the 2025 Ping-Pong Invitational champion. I can't speak because I'm so riveted by the action that we just saw. Congratulations to Eric Bolgan. As we've got handshakes coming from past competitors. We've got the Pope, who's been allowed clearance back into the building. Rattled Rob, they've calmed down because they are respecting the greatness that we saw on display. It was a pleasure, champ. It was a pleasure.
And now this is two-time world champion Eric Bolgan.
Absolutely. So we got to go over. We've got to hear a word from Thad. We haven't heard many words from him this entire game, so we'll see what he has to say. Steely Thad, he lost by 2. He was great all throughout the tournament. We'll go to Adam. We'll go to Gucci. We'll see what he's got to say.
I think the main thing from Thad this entire matchup, it's more or less just Sad couldn't find the right time to play aggressive here more than anything.
Well, we'll see. We'll get it straight from the horse's mouth right here. I think we're ready to go.
As we wheel out, and as we wheel out the old TV for one last time for this championship.
We got a few more replays here. See the final point there. Disappointed, but still. And we see the elation, the pure elation from Eric. First time we've seen that kind of emotion from him all day. We mentioned his resolve, and it all came spilling out there at the end. But looks like we're almost ready now to head over to Thad. Champ, you going to join us over here? Yeah. Hey, all right, man. Let's go to Thad.
All right, we're here with Thad. Tough loss. How are we feeling?
You know, it's tough, like you said, to get this far and then just fall short by just the shortest amount, the smallest amount. But, I gave it my all. I was giving him some work. He was responding really well. I did my best with my placement. I gave it everything. And, congrats to Eric. He was a top contender last year, so I was looking forward to playing him in this tournament, and he came out with the win, and as the finalist. And yeah, I'm looking forward to next year, and I'm going to give it my all next year as well.
So those last 2 points that you lost on looked like they were a little short. What are you going to do next time to make sure that you get those over the net?
Just, practice, and I think I performed pretty well come clutch time, He was just the better player. So, yeah, just back to the lab.
And in this tournament, you've been called a lot of names. You've been slandered your name. What do you have to say to those haters out there or opponents of yours?
I think they should just, look inward at themselves. And I think there's a lot of hypocrisy going on in this this tournament. Not Eric, of course, but, some players. And yeah, I think they should take a second and reflect before they start throwing out those kinds of words.
All right. Well, let's take it back to Kyle and Renee in the studio.
Great humility shown there, Renee, by Thad. Real grace in losing, the likes of which that we haven't really seen so far in this Elite Eight. It's been really competitive. He really took that loss like a champion, but we are standing here with the champion, sitting here, I should say, with the champion, Eric. You heard the words that Thad had to say. He really complimented you as a competitor. Do you have anything for Thad or anything on that last matchup?
Pushed me to the end for sure. He was good. He was returning everything. He had good finesse. He had strong shots. Played me better than I expected, and he pushed me all to the end. He had a 4-point lead. He was 3 points away. I'm glad I was able to come back, but he played very well. Props to him.
Yeah, and one other question I have for you. I think my main question would be, what would be the accusation? How do you feel about the accusations about this entire tournament? There were a lot of accusations being thrown out so far. The main one being PED usage.
Yeah, I got nothing to do with that. I know I'm not using anything. That looks like a fair competitor. Don't think he was using anything. Didn't matter because I won. I know I didn't use anything, so I know I'm all good. I'm not worried about no accusations.
We've talked a lot about all the controversy, but let's focus on the win. What does this win in the 2025 Ping Pong Invitational mean to you?
Oh, this is huge. This is everything. This is what I've dreamed of. I'm hoping to be back here next year. I'll give it my best shot, but this means the world to me. I'll go home, celebrate. This is everything. This is all I ever dreamed of.
Well, hey, buddy, you earned it.
Thank you.
Great job out there.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and good luck to next year. I mean, I'm going to probably unretire, come back for that World Championship belt next time around. Sad got me a little bit in the retirement loop here for a second, but I think I'm ready to unretire.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Great announcement, guys.
Gauntlet being thrown down by Renee, the man, Francisco over here. We want to thank Eric. We want to thank Thad, all our competitors in this Elite Eight Invitational, all of our crew. Great show, great competition. We'll see you back here at the Wide World of Sports Complex at San Francisco State University next year, same time. Thank you.
All right. What side you want?